Hello everyone, welcome to KGS IAS English. This side Manish. From today onwards, I am starting a new series on maps. This is a map drill series. In 15 minutes, we will discuss the important locations of the world with a map as well as the context behind this map we will also discuss. Like in today's session, we will discuss about New Zealand. Why New Zealand is in news? Because recently Indian Prime Minister has visited the New Zealand and there was a discussion for free trade agreement between these two countries. So let's start this series and this will be very crucial for your UPSC exam. So let's focus on this particular thing. In today's session, as I had already discussed, we will discuss about a country named as New Zealand. So we will discuss about New Zealand, all the geographic features, biodiversity, as well as different physical ranges we will discuss in this particular session. So let's start. As you know, New Zealand is a country which is surrounded by two oceans. Here it is Tasman Sea. Before starting map, I will tell you the direction. Every time when we study map, above side this is north, and the below is south. On right hand side, every time it is east, and on the left side it is west. So when we talk about the New Zealand is a country in Pacific Ocean. Towards the eastern part of New Zealand, this is Pacific Ocean, and when we talk about the western side, it is Tasman Sea. Its capital is Wellington, and the largest cities Auckland and Christchurch is second most important city of New Zealand. But why we are talking about New Zealand? Start with the context. If we talk about the context of New Zealand, recently Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has visited three countries. Firstly, Indonesia. Next, he had paid a visit to Australia, followed by New Zealand. So that's why we are talking about this particular country named as New Zealand. So our whole discussion is around New Zealand. The Prime Minister of India arrived in Auckland on July 10. As I had said that Wellington is the capital of New Zealand, but the most important city of New Zealand is Auckland. So on 10th of July, Prime Minister visited Auckland for a high stakes 2-day state visit at the official invitation of New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon. So that's why Indian Prime Minister has visited on 10th of July in the country named as New Zealand. Now moving towards the New Zealand, where it is located. So when you see the world map, there are different continents. This is Asia, which is the world largest continent. On second, this is Africa. The most smallest continent is Australia or Oceania, and New Zealand is a part of Oceania. As you compare the area wise, on third position it is North America. As you are able to see that on first position it is Asia, on second position it is Africa, third position North America, and on the fourth position it is South America, and on the fifth position Antarctica, sixth is Europe, and kindly change it, it is seventh. Australia is the seventh largest continent in the world, which is named as Oceania, which has different part named as Melanesia, Micronesia, Polynesia, and in this Polynesia part, a country named as New Zealand is there. So when you see from Australia on the eastern side, this New Zealand is located, which is the center of attraction in today's topic. So what is New Zealand? So New Zealand, known in indigenous Maori as Aotearoa. As I had presented an image, this is a tribe which is in front of our Prime Minister, giving a tribute to him, is a Maori tribe, which is considered as the Aboriginal tribal group of New Zealand. So New Zealand is considered as the land of this indigenous Maori or Aotearoa is a sovereign island nation situated in the southern western Pacific Ocean. So where it is located in the southern part and in the western part. So that's why it is in the southern western Pacific Ocean, representing the southwesternmost geographic anchor of Polynesia, as I said earlier. It stands a highly developed constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary democracy, and King Charles is considered as the head of the state, who is represented locally by the Governor General. So it is have the same kind of constituency or the political structure like England. That's why we are using the word constitutional monarchy, and King Charles is considered as the head of the state. But where it is Polynesia is located, so when you see Australia, the Tropic of Capricorn usually pass through it. Tropic of Capricorn passes from the Australia, and when you see from the Australia, this is Pacific Ocean. So it is lie in the southwestern part of the world, southwestern Pacific part, or you can consider as the southwestern part of Australia also, because this is the southern part. And when we consider from Australia, it is lie in the southern western Pacific region, but when we with respect to Australia, it is in the eastern side and in the southern side. So this is considered as southern eastern part of Australia. But right now we are not talking about Australia. We are mainly discussing the New Zealand. So now moving forward, Oceania have different parts, like this is Polynesia, it have Kiribati, Samoa, Tuvalu, Cook Islands, Tonga, French Polynesia. On the southern western part of or the geographic location which is anchoring from the Polynesia is New Zealand. Another one is Melanesia, Micronesia. So this is the part of Polynesia. Here it is New Zealand, which have three islands. These three islands is Northern Islands, the North Island, South Island, and Stewart Island. There are three islands in New Zealand. This is Southern Island or South Island. Combination of these three islands in the Polynesia region is considered as New Zealand. So here I am talking about the Aotearoa or Maori or Aboriginal tribe of this particular region. So here we can divide the New Zealand into three parts. First one is North Island, second is South Island, and third one is Stewart Island. So this is the physical division of New Zealand. So New Zealand can be divided into first part, that is North Island, second part is South Island, and third part is Stewart Island. Now, two major things you have to study about it. In the North Island, the famous city is Wellington, which is considered as the capital of New Zealand. Secondly, the Auckland is also present in North Island. South Island famous city is Christchurch, and Canterbury is the famous region. Mount Cook is also situated here, which is considered as a part of Southern Alps. So all these things we will discuss further. And here we'll discuss two more things. One is Cook Strait and Foveaux Strait. What are these straits? We will also discuss further. Firstly, it is considered as the part of Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire is a place in the Pacific Ocean which is tectonically very much active, which helps in volcanism as well as the physical fault line and all the geomorphic activities that are very prominent in this particular region, and New Zealand is also the part of it, mainly the North Island. So going forward, we will discuss about the Pacific Ring of Fire volcanic core. So when you see the North Island, there are so many places which have the volcanism, active volcanism, and associated with the Pacific Ring of Fire, like White Island, Taupo, Ruapenu, Egmont. So the North Island, which is the topmost part of the New Zealand, and the we had already divided the New Zealand into three parts. First one is North Island, Southern Island, and Stewart Island. So firstly, we are talking about North Island. So the North Island features active volcanism, Lake Taupo. The major lake of this particular region is very famous. An exam-oriented fact is Lake Taupo. How it is looking? So this is Lake Taupo, which is present in North Island. So here there are several active volcanism: Lake Taupo, super volcanic caldera, and Lake Taupo have also the same origin. It is formed from the caldera, volcanic caldera. Mount Ruafeu, Mount Taranaki, and extensive geothermal landscapes are present in the North Island. And two major cities. First one is Wellington, and second is Auckland, where our Prime Minister had paid the visit. This is the famous Lake Taupo. Now moving forward, this is a strait. Now we talk about a topic named as strait. What is a strait? Strait is a geographic term used for when which separates two land bodies. It separates the lands and it joins sea or water bodies. So when we talk about the North Island and South Island, it is separated by a strait. North Island and South Island is separated by a strait named as Cook Strait. The Cook Strait separates North Island with South Island, and it joins the Tasman Sea with Pacific Ocean. So it joins the Tasman Sea with Pacific Ocean, and it separates the North Island with the South Island. So North Island city is Wellington and Picton are the famous city which are present on both the coastal areas, but the major thing which you have to keep in mind is Cook Strait. So Cook Strait separates the North Island and South Island, and it joins the Tasman Sea with the Pacific Ocean. Moving forward, we are moving toward the southern part or the South Island. South Islands have Southern Alps. It is the major mountain ranges in the southern region which are very much beautiful. So the South Island is dominated by the 480-kilometer long Southern Alps, and Southern Alps have the highest peak named as Mount Cook. Mount Cook is considered as the highest peak of Southern Alps, whose height is 3724 meter. 3724 meter is the highest peak of Southern Alps, containing Aroki or Mount Cook. Major glaciers, deep glacial lakes, and spectacular fjords are present in this region. So keep this thing in mind. Mount Cook is a part of Southern Alps, which is into the South Island. As you see this is the part of South Island where Southern Alps are there, which are 480-kilometer long. And the remaining portion of South Island is favorable for agriculture, farming land, pastoral lands, which is famous for sheep rearing, and the major biodiversity and agriculture is associated with this region, named as Canterbury. So this is the Canterbury area of New Zealand, which is present on the southern or South Island. So soil and drainage network is associated with this particular part named as Canterbury, which is adjacent to the Southern Alps. So fertile alluvial plains such as Canterbury are drained by swift rivers, while diverse volcanic and weathered soils support agriculture and pastoral farming. So here this is the land that is named as Canterbury, and apart from it, when we move from South Island to Stewart Island, there is another strait named as Foveaux Strait. Foveaux Strait is also able to connect the Tasman Sea with Pacific Ocean, and it separates the South Island with Stewart Island. Now moving forward, we will came across this strait known as Foveaux Strait, and in the upward part there is a Cook Strait. So Cook Strait separates the North Island with South Island, and Foveaux Strait separates the South Island with the Stewart Island, and these are the two famous straits of New Zealand. Here it is Tasman Sea on the western part and Pacific Ocean on the eastern front. Now moving forward, this is a famous biodiversity of New Zealand named as kiwi, which is a flightless bird. Apart from it, consider the New Zealand species found nowhere else on the earth. You will amazed by knowing the fact that 70% of the birds of New Zealand are nowhere present in the world, and 100% of reptiles, frogs and bats are there. 80% of vascular plants are very much different, which are very much endemic to New Zealand, and 38% of marine species, 84% of freshwater fishes and 80% of invertebrates are present here. So this is the whole scenario of this amazing country named as New Zealand, whose capital is Wellington, largest city is Auckland, and second largest city is Christchurch. So that's all about the New Zealand. Hope you like this session. If you are finding this interesting, let me know in the comment section and meet me in the next session. We will take some another important topic which is in news or which have anywhere context with your examination. So hope you like this session. Now I'm moving forward and we'll meet you in next session. Thank you very much for watching this and have a great day to everyone. Thank you so much.